Although the theories of velocity by Newton in accordance with planetary orbits is great. There's no problem with velocity and trajectory mathematics. Same with Einstein's general relativity laws. I have no problem with that. Unfortunately, they were both theories in process, and both gentlemen knew they had a shortcoming of not knowing exactly what gravity was. And I think by simply taking their work, which there's really nothing wrong with, and simply extending it that little further. To give you an example, all the planets and all the stars and all the matter in the universe is surrounded by time. This I've also heard of as the universal constant. In string theory would lead to be correct. Also the theory of tests in laboratories that they can't find that, they're just blunt looking in the wrong place. What you have to imagine, where Einstein, I love this diagram where the Earth, and they've got like a green mat, and you can see space-time bent around the Earth, and it shows you how the planets go around that edge. Unfortunately, it's very wrong in its representation. I still love it. It's a great diagram. What you should look more at, or what they should have looked at, was the fact of this. If you can imagine, the Earth is in an ocean of energy, with a top and a bottom, and the Earth is in the middle. You get a much more representative effect of how bending time, how that potential difference of the mass of the Earth pulling on time, but unable to interact with it, would cause like a current effect, the same you would get in an ocean or a river. The big advantage of this would be, as noted, that suns on the outer edges of a galaxy are going too fast, and that they should be flying off into space, and they don't. The reason for that is, same with orbits, taking into account also velocities and angles and things like that, is the fact of this ocean effect. As you know, between the Earth and the Moon, just as a general example, there's no gravity. There's no measurable gravity. So what's holding the Moon in place? What you would need is a substantial amount of energy in between, as lists back to my ocean effect of currents, or influence through gravitational influence. Would hold these in place. The fact that it's not measurable using instrumentation that measures particle-based energy is irrelevant, because try and remember, the fourth dimension isn't particle-based energy, it's pure state. But it can still be measured. I'll come back to that some other time. So when you see those suns going too fast, that's where the velocity issue breaks down. That's fine. We simply have more information now than Newton had when he did his theories. Remember what I said, when you excite particles, they create more time, and inversely create, therefore, more potential difference, i.e. more gravity. Because if I can put that succinctly, gravity is atomic potential difference at the particle layer. Because it creates greater time, the time around, say, a sun would be far denser than, say, time out in a dust cloud, because of its massive energy output, the massive energization of particles. Therefore, the hence result is a greater potential difference, a greater influence on time. It's like a universal braking system. Okay, the universe, from everything we've seen, is based on the principle of balance. Positive over negative, equal and opposites, but leaning always slightly more towards the positive. So you get a balancing system if you have a small planet with very little potential output,